What is up, everybody? Today we have a special guest, an amazing guest.
Thank you.
Jumperman Kris.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Everybody's going crazy.
Hey, this wouldn't happen without you, so I appreciate
you.
everything you do.
We do have an event coming up.
Yes.
But if anybody that doesn't know Jumperman Kris, he has been in the sneaker community, in the YouTube industry or YouTube game for a long time. What now? 7 years?
I was since the Legend Blue 11s, I want to say.
Oh,
So
wow.
2016, 17? 15?
We're on there.
I think it was 7.
Legend.
I think it was 16.
I think you're a legend. I know you're a very humble person. You're one of the most humble ones in the sneaker game. So
I try to, man. The way because
you're big to me.
Well, I appreciate that, but I still want to be treated like everyone else, like you. Like I want to be treated with respect, so I'm gonna treat you with respect. If you come at me like an asshole, I'm gonna come at you with like an asshole too, as well, because that's just how I grew up.
Is this your first podcast?
This is my second one,
Second one. Okay.
maybe third, but
Well, on our podcast, we like to get, shake it down, get to the nitty gritty. I want to get to know who you are. I want my fans and my viewers to know who Jumperman Kris is.
Well, first, if you guys didn't know, I do YouTube. I do like vlogs, reviews, a couple of like resale predictions that used to be big. Not as much anymore. Now more like just kind of like early reviews. I still do the sneaker events too, the vlogs, the sneaker events. I do the pickup vlogs. I kind of just do everything. I don't want to be a one niche person on like YouTube because I don't want that trend to say like, trends come and go, right?
Right.
Everything comes and go. Remember the Jordan 1s used to be hot for 2 years, 3 years. Now it's 4s. Now it's SBs. So I don't want to keep myself on one niche. It's still sneakers is my niche, but like I want to do all of it. I want to do reselling. I want to do reviews. I want to do early reviews. I want to do pickups. I want to do vlogs. I want to do events. I want to do discussions. I want to do news. I want to do all of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want what's the word, the term? Don't leave no stone unturned.
Okay. You don't want to be in a box. You don't want to be labeled as anything. And isn't that kind of hard, like what you do? You get labeled very easily, like, oh, he just does sneaker reviews.
Or he just, the big one is, oh, he's just a reseller. He's just a reseller. Motherfucker. Like, listen, can we cuss in here?
Yes, you can.
Okay, yes, I do resell, but like, it's more to that. It's not, and honestly,
I don't consider you a reseller.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
more YouTuber than reseller.
And I'm not even that big of a reseller, to be honest, because like when I do sell at shows or whatever, my margin is like 10 bucks.
That's it?
That's it.
You're making $20 a shoe?
Maybe. If I'm lucky, 50.
So you're
Or
really just
100.
buying the shoe to get a shoe, to make a shoe, points.
Make some videos, make some content, give someone a good deal, stuff like that. As long as I make 10 bucks, I'm cool with it. Because I'm making money from the events, I'm making money for appearances, I'm making money on the YouTubes, I'm making, that's how that works. So I don't mind making 10 bucks a margin.
You do a lot of things that don't make you money, like getting on my podcast.
Well, that's because I'm a good friend of yours.
Yeah,
see?
but
So
you do help out a lot of people.
I tried to.
I see that you're just more humble. You're more like people. You're like with the people.
Well, it's because if I like you,
Right.
and if you're cool with me, like I said, if you treat me with respect, I'm gonna treat you right back with respect. And I've been knowing you for a good while. We kind of had a rough
We
first
started
start.
really rough. We'll get to that. I guess let's get to Kris. How old are you?
Oh, good Lord, you put my age out there.
Can we talk about your age?
So I am 37. I was born in 1986.
Okay.
All right. So I'm a millennial kid. I do remember the bike rides. I remember drinking out of the water hose as a kid. And I remember. Do you remember this? Are you my age?
I'm
You don't have to say.
36.
Okay,
I'm
so we're
36.
same
I'm close,
age.
yep.
Okay, yeah. So do you remember this as a kid? Right? Remember the commercials on TV that they put on? Do you know where your kids are at 10 p.m.?
Yes. Yeah,
Because we weren't allowed in the fucking house.
Yeah.
We were not allowed in the house. My parents, as soon as you come home, the parents
Lights
go out
on.
there, go play. And as the street light comes on, then come home.
That's right. Street light came on. Where are you? Then we start asking questions like, oh, kids haven't been home
Right.
yet. Like, where
And
are they
sometimes
at?
I'd be like at my friend's house, we're eating supper. And
I didn't know what supper was until my neighbors.
Right.
you know.
Either did I, right?
I wasn't cultured enough.
Same here. I learned kind of hard when I got to the neighborhood. But you're like, hey, Chris, would you like supper? I'm like, yeah, what's that?
Dinner.
Dinner, basically, right? It's like, yeah, so you have supper, and then you realize it's like 9 p.m. on a on a Wednesday. You're like, oh shit. Let me call my parents and my parents looking for me and stuff. But yeah, so I was a millennial. I'm a millennial kid. I don't disrespect the Gen Zs, which is I kind of like they dog on us
They
a
do.
lot. They bully us a
But
little.
we're
bit.
like the last original OG sneakerheads.
Yeah,
Where they bought every Jordan release, you bought it.
I think we appreciate it.
Like Jordan 11, Jordan 12, Jordan 13. It didn't matter if it was ugly. You went and you bought it.
Right. Well, because we grew up. I grew. I was born in San Francisco.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah, I was born in San Francisco. I came to Kentucky at a young age, probably like when I was like I think it was 7 in '94. But I would go back to San Francisco a lot because I have family over there. Sorry. You can edit that out, right?
That was a pizza. And yes, we can.
Yeah. All right. So I was born in San Francisco, but I would visit back and forth because I have family a lot. But during that time, I always remember Michael Jordan. Remember that year, like those years when we were kids, like 96, 97.
He three-peated again the
Three-peat
second
again.
time.
He was larger than life.
I started remembering a lot, then.
I
The first
remember-
three-peat, I didn't remember as
But
much.
do you remember the time when Michael Jordan retired his first time?
Yes. It was a
The
big
world
deal.
stopped.
My dad was talking about it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't watch basketball.
Everyone talked about it because he just won 3 freaking championships and he just out of
But
nowhere
then his
retired.
dad died, the drama of his dad dying.
But as a kid, I didn't know anything about that.
Nobody did, but it was
Yeah.
on the news. And do you remember? It was a really popular channel. It was her name was Summer something. It was kind of like ESPN, but it was for kids. And they
I
would
think I had
always have
cable back when I was a
Michael
young kid.
Jordan on the your little Wheaties box, and they would always this is old some TV channel. I forgot what it was.
Interesting. No, I don't think I remember
You
that.
didn't watch
But
TV. You guys didn't have cable back
well,
then.
I don't think I had cable at that
How
young of
poor
age.
were you guys? Because what is your nationality?
So I am Vietnamese American. Both my parents are Vietnamese, but I do have divorced parents. So, not saying I was privileged or poor. I was kind of like in the middle.
Okay.
Like I was okay, but not good. But I wasn't bad. I was right there in the middle. Like I was okay.
You weren't eating
I wasn't even bad.
bologna and ramen all
Right. I wasn't bad by any means, but my parents worked really hard to support me and my sisters. And my mom was a single mom at the time. My dad was getting out of divorce.
So your mom left San Fran. Is this the time when your parents broke up? Came to Louisville?
No. So
How's the time?
that's okay. So that time, okay, I'll try to see the timeline. Sorry, man. We shouldn't ate that pizza.
Damn, that pizza's bad.
Okay, edit. Anyways, the timeline was so during the time in California, my mom came to California. This is how I'm trying to remember because of how my family is. My mom came to San Francisco from Vietnam. My dad was the only one from his family that came to America, but he lived in Kentucky first and for schooling, and then he went to California. Then he met my mom, and then eventually the taxes and the prices in California got really high and really expensive. So we sold our house, from what I remember, and then we moved to Kentucky and used that money for what my parents do now.
Gotcha.
And my aunties from my mom's side stayed at those houses. You know how much those houses were worth?
How much?
You remember those Full Houses?
Yeah.
Remember the show Full House,
Yeah.
right? Those houses? Yeah. We lived in those houses.
Really?
Those are worth like millions right
Couple
now.
million.
Yeah.
Easy. Like my house isn't a big house. And
But just think about how we sold it back in
it's
'94.
like $1 million there. But
Yeah.
imagine those are in San Francisco. I mean, it's expensive.
Yeah. Now it's
13,
like, man, yeah.
15 million.
Now it's crazy. But, '94, it wasn't that expensive. Like, we're like, oh, we're getting like 300,000. That's pretty cool.
This is good. This is
That's
a lot.
good. That was good back then. But now it's like,
You wish you stayed.
I think there was some talks about that between my parents, but it's
hard.
It's
California's
okay.
a hard life. You
Yeah.
see it. You go
But
now.
but the thing is, my aunties they stayed and they sold their house
Now they got paid.
and they're doing okay.
Little Lamborghini.
I wouldn't say all that, but I think they're doing okay.
Good.
They're doing fine. So that's just one thing. But you know what? I'm kind of blessed that I lived in Kentucky.
Yeah, dude, Kentucky's a weird place. Like Toledo, Ohio. to me is a weird place.
Yeah, it's like we're the same.
We're in the middle of America.
But I feel like my personality wouldn't be what it is if I didn't live in Kentucky. Because I'm, like I said, a humble person. You tell me I'm humble. I try to be nice to everyone. I want to treat everyone with respect. I'm not sure if my attitude would have been the same if I would lived in San Francisco, where I'm at right now.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah, Southern hospitality, exactly.
Midwest, they all say we're kind and we're, pleasant.
Right. Well, the thing, I'm not trying to talk bad was about San Francisco, but, it's just bigger cities, different mentality, different attitude.
Go to New York, ask for directions. They're like, get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. No, but Kentucky, the thing I know about Kentucky, like even my wife, to this day, is still like, hold the door for people, say excuse me, thank you, stuff like that. I mean, trust me. If there's sometimes I still got a little King Jeffrey in me. If there's sometimes you gotta be an asshole, you gotta be sometimes an asshole sometimes.
So you grew up here, born in America, Kentucky, high school.
Yeah, high school here. But like I said, when I was a kid, I used to travel back and forth to San Francisco all the time and spend my summers in San Francisco a lot.
So you stay with your dad. Your mom stayed in San Fran.
No. Both my parents moved here. They got divorced.
Got you.
When I got little, but I would go over to my grandma's and my aunties sometimes in the summer.
Those guys are the only ones that stayed.
Yeah, they stayed. Yeah. So I mean, God bless them.
When did you become a sneakerhead? When was what was the shoe that started it all?
I mean, when did you really become a sneakerhead, right? I mean, so. As I said, as a kid growing up, 3rd grade, this is right when Michael Jordan just came back. He was wearing the Jordan 11s now. That was a comeback shoe, right?
11s were like the best shoe.
That was the craziest thing. Everyone was wearing the 11s. But at the time, I didn't get the 11s. That was my first Jordan.
Got the Fugazi one.
No. I still got like those bullshit shoes at 3rd grade.
They look like Jordan 11s, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Like
I still got those. I wanted them though. All my friends had them, the Jordan 11s. But I think the next following year was I was thinking on 5th grade was the 12s. I finally talked my parents into buying me Jordan 12s, but this is like before I was telling my dad buy me Jordans. You were
young, dude.
Yeah,
you were young.
I was young.
I was like 7th grade, 8th grade, and I got the Jordan 18s.
There, wow.
So imagine how we're similar age and yet how far. I got
it's just a little different.
Jordan.
But because I kind of grew in Kentucky. I grew up in somewhat not a high class neighborhood, but right in the middle.
There's not that many people in Kentucky.
Exactly. So I mean, it was a diverse kind of because I live in Louisville, so it's kind of city. I know when you think about Kentucky, it's like yeehaw, no shoes.
We do.
But I live in Louisville, Kentucky, so it's still a little city. We still got skyscrapers and all that. It's still a little urban. Swear to God.
Really?
Yeah. It's somewhat. It's like a big city, big town. But I was saying growing up. So I won the Jordan 12 because I didn't get the 11s. The new Jordans came out. So back then we used to call them new Jordans. It's like, hey, Dad, you gotta give me the new Jordans. And then my dad was always like, this is why my name is Jumperman. My dad used to call Jordans Jumperman. He wouldn't call them Jordans. He's like, oh, I'm not going to buy you the Jumperman. No. It's too much. Because as a kid, as an Asian dad that works 7 days a week on his own business, spending over $100 on some kid's shoes, you're crazy. Well, probably back then it was probably like 70 or 80 bucks. They're like, I'm not going to buy you the Jumperman shoe. No. And, because
I always wondered where the name Jumperman Kris came from.
Jumperman Kris came from what my dad used to call Jordans, Jumperman.
Oh, my God. Yeah. What a great story.
There it is right there. First things first. So my dad would be like, I'm not going to buy you the Jumperman. No. It's too much. Because, they used to buy me little Payless shoes for $20, $10 back in the day.
Payless all day.
Because I'm going to just ruin them anyways, as a kid.
We're
but
kids.
I was begging for Jordans. He just won his first championships. I was begging. And then finally I got my first Jordans.
You got that Jumperman.
Yeah, I got that Jumpermans, right? The cherry 12s, my first Jordans. Swear.
That's memorable.
Yeah. So that's kind of came a thing for YouTube. I was trying to figure out a name, and I didn't know it was gonna be like this. So I just said Jumperman as a joke, because I was gonna call myself.
I love you, Dad.
Yeah, as a joke.
I'll start off with this and maybe change it later.
I thought about changes like Chris Kicks or something.
Okay.
Or Chris No Kicks. Stuck. Or something like that, because my last name is No. I was gonna be like, yo, Chris Knows Kicks. So it's kind of a compound.
I love you, Dad. I love you.
Right. But when I kept growing, I was telling my friends like, "Yo, I'm about to change my name." He's like, "Why would you change your name? Everybody knows you as Jumperman." I was like, "Oh, because it's Jumperman's stupid. I did it as a joke." They're like, "No, you gotta keep it as Jumperman. You're already JMK.
And
Just
now
keep
you're
it as
really stuck.
Now I'm really stuck with it. I can't change it now.
That JMK is everywhere.
Yeah, now it's just
done.
it just is what it is. Jumperman Kris.
That is funny because both of our parents are immigrants, so it's
Yeah.
like they got the accent. They don't care about Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
or
they don't give a-
culture.
yeah, yeah.
Like, wow.
I know, right? And then, I mean, because my dad, my parents, immigrants' parents, right? They know about working really hard.
All we know is about money.
Yeah, money and working hard.
That's it.
So, if nothing helps them to benefit them, why would they get it?
Zero. You're hurting them. Like,
Yeah,
what?
exactly.
$200. Back in the day, it was like 100. I remember the Jordan 18s that came in the metal suitcase.
Yeah, I
the
remember
blue
that.
ones. That was the first time to hit $200.
That was crazy back in what? In 2000 or 99?
Was 99.
Was it 99?
99, 2000.
Okay, probably like that, right?
Right, right around there. I remember I was 7th grade, 12, 13 years old.
Okay, yeah,
I remember I had to pay $200 for them. There wasn't a line. They weren't popular, but that shoe, no matter how
I
ugly
thought
it
it would
is,
be really. See,
it
in
was with
high
the
school.
Wizards by then.
See, but in high school, I wasn't really. I mean, I was into Jordans, but for me, I wasn't like crazy into Jordans like that. Like people collecting it, I just grabbed the ones that I
Nobody
liked.
did. Nobody did.
Yeah, I just grabbed the ones that I
It was
liked
the
when I was
hood
a kid.
special. It was Jordans were like, hey.
I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just saying, like, I just like the Jordans that I like the OGs, because that would retro every now and then, like once a year, like the Jordan 13s that I had in high school, or the ones I always loved. So my era is 11s, 12, 13s. That's why 13 is my favorite. But so that's my era as growing up as a kid, was watching Michael Jordan.
Mine was 11, 14, 17,
17,
18.
yeah.
It's like
that era, right?
I was wearing a Tracy McGrady jersey in freshman year. You
But
know what
it's
I mean?
different, though, because
he just did the
Yeah, he was-
backboard slam
Well,
dunk.
that was probably your hero, as you growing up.
He was just playing really good at the time.
And that's
He
he
was-
was pretty amazing.
He was, and Michael Jordan was just gone.
Yeah, he was gone. So no one had that filler.
No.
I mean, I think it was like Allen Iverson was big, then
Kobe.
Kobe, and now it's LeBron, then it's Curry. But I was saying, like, me growing up when in high school, I still liked Jordans. I just didn't like anything really. I just knew the colorways that I knew. So I would buy the 13s, the 12s, 11s when they ever retro. But I would just beat them up.
But the
and just wear 'em.
retros, you didn't even like the other colors that they were making.
I didn't really care for it. Like
Nobody
at the time,
did.
I was kind of like, I don't remember Jordan wearing that.
But now it's like
Now it's different.
You gotta get that
Now,
color. It matches this.
See, the thing is, sometimes as a YouTuber and for sneakers to do my content, so sometimes you do have to buy the sneakers you do or do not like. There's some things I do like, and there's some things I don't like. It just is what it is.
So when you buy a sneaker for your YouTube channel, sometimes do you pay the high
I have to.
and then you sell it for less?
Sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes.
And you lose on it. God
lose on
bless
it, but
your
I get to
heart.
make my content. Sometimes I try my best for one shoe prior towards the release. This is why I pay high on
Some early
these
pairs.
Early pairs. Prior to the release, I try at least to make 3 or 2, maybe even 4 videos out of it. Just so I can make content out of it. To make the money worth it, because it's a hot shoe. Everyone's gonna go for it. I think the next one that everyone's gonna probably go crazy for the DMP 11s. So
What about them J Balvins? You don't think those are popping?
I mean, they just came out.
They just came out.
Yeah, they're okay. They're fine. I like them. They're cool.
But the DMP is the next heat.
I think that's the
You
next
hear
big
that.
thing, and that's really close to my childhood.
DMP is a big deal.
Yeah.
Those are the classics. Is it going to come in the special box? Is it
No,
gonna-
I mean it's not that special, but it's okay special.
They don't do the special boxes. They don't do the
No,
two
I had
shoes
the
and the
2-pack.
Yeah, the 2-packs. Those
Dude,
are gone.
I remember that release too, the DMP 11s, man. Shit. I remember like me and my friends cut school to get them.
What year was this?
This is 2006.
Wow, you remember this?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was a senior.
Yeah, so we cut school for this to pick them up because they released on a random day. I think it was on a Tuesday, at like a finish line or something.
Yep.
This is before like releases used to be like on the Thursday or Tuesday because I think that's when shipments come in or something maybe. Now releases are on every Saturday
Right.
because they know marketing.
Right.
Parents
God
are
bless
off.
marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta get on the app. You gotta sign up. You gotta
sign
log
up.
in.
Things are much different. And even remember back then, like OG colorways or actually just retros in Jordan. Like just it wasn't like you weren't getting retros once a week.
No.
Not like how it is now. Now you're getting like 2 retros a week or something.
You could say the same thing about a lot of industries. Look at the UFC. UFC used to get 2-3 fights a year. Like, oh man, there's a big fight, UFC. Now it's like every weekend there's a UFC fight.
sure.
And every it used to be once a month. Now every weekend, and now there's so many different weight classes.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you have to buy the
so
VHS
expensive, yeah.
tape to go and watch some of these UFC
That's true.
fights.
I mean, things change,
Everything has changed. I mean, it's like that in a lot of
If there's money to be made, why not?
You're squeezing the fruit.
Yeah, squeeze the juice as long as you can. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. So
these videos, you're making all these videos, high school. I guess before we even get to YouTube, you're in high school, you're sitting in class. What did Kris know was your last name?
yeah, no. Yeah.
What did Kris want to do? What did you want to be before the YouTube, before the shades,
man.
before the cars and the dolls and the shoes and the
I honestly, bro, if I could just talk to myself back in high school, like, hey, just so you know, you're gonna be a YouTuber and you're gonna make videos about sneakers. My 16 years old self in high school, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I think so. In high school, I was also into cars, so I was really heavy into cars. So I would build my cars. That's kind of the reason why I kind of also probably got out of sneakers because I put all my money in the cars and stuff. Like I would just only cop some of the shoes that I would just want.
What kind of cars are we talking?
Like okay, so remember, Fast and Furious was a big thing.
I didn't want to be racist. But
Yeah. Okay, but Fast and Furious was a big thing growing up. It wasn't just Tokyo Drift.
It wasn't, though.
It was the first one with Van Diesel and Paul Walker.
The first one was great. I still watch it to this day.
Yes.
So you're looking at like Mitsubishi Evos.
Yep.
You're looking
So
at.
I had a Honda Civic. I did like an engine swap.
Oh my gosh.
And then I upgraded to
Put a
a
2JZ
Toyota.
motor in
No,
that?
I never got that far. But I got a 240, and then I upgraded to like an SR20 and a big turbo.
Dude, this is a big deal.
I used to be him. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I used to do this.
Who can imagine Jumperman Kris in a little?
Yeah, but then the thing is, I broke I broke a trainee. I got pulled over.
It's expensive.
And had to go to court a couple times. Got busted for street racing. I even got a car accident. Luckily, I'm still alive. When I was a kid.
Did they give you a nickname like, I don't know, like Tokyo Kris or?
No, my name, bro. I live in Kentucky. This is gonna sound so racist. They used to call me the Asian one.
The Asian one?
I swear. Oh my god. It's gonna sound so racist. But at that time, bro,
How many
it wasn't
Asian
that big
people?
of a deal.
How many Asian people were there?
I was the only one.
Right.
So that's why I'm the Asian
The
one.
chosen one, right?
They're just always like, if there's times like, if they're trying to race some kid, like a B16,
Asian one.
like, oh, you gotta get the Asian one. And I'm like, I'm here. I was like young, maybe 19, 20 or something like that.
Didn't care.
I kid you not. My name was Asian one.
That is awful. Does anybody still call you in Louisville the Asian one?
No. I got out of that scene, the street racing scene, and plus the street racing scene's kind of dead.
It died. Everything's like American Muscle or Hellcat. Doing
because these
donuts
kids
in the middle
nowadays,
of the street.
Yeah, because you know why? It was so difficult to actually put money in your car, wonder what the hell is wrong with it.
You're gonna drop 50 grand on a
50
Honda
grand,
Civic,
yeah,
60
that's crazy.
grand. You could go buy a Hellcat right now and terrorize the whole street. Those things are fast.
Exactly. So,
Crazy.
I remember back in days as a kid, I had my own garage. It was actually my mom's. But, I would get my own tools. Me and my friends would just shoot the shit in the garage. We'd just fix our cars. And then, and then one summer, I had a 240. It was bought it from my friend. It was wrecked. His dad helped me fix it up. I got like a new engine, paint all up and everything. And then at the end of the summer, I finally was able to brought it out. It was a cool shit. I'll send you pictures. Just let me know when you do this.
Dude, my buddy had a 240. He ripped the passenger seat out, put the Brembo brakes.
I made it look really nice. I changed the conversion of the front end, so it was a 240 with the flip up lights. But in Japan, it had the straight lights, so I got that conversion. Ooh. So it was like a Sil 80 or Sylvia type of deal. Yeah. So I had that, but I think so I got busted from the cops. For street racing, I got like get in trouble.
They booked you in there?
No, but I didn't go to jail or anything.
Thank God,
they wrote me a
picture
ticket.
Would be all over the internet.
Oh my goodness! But I got a ticket, and that scared the shit out of me. And I had to call a lawyer and spend thousands on that.
You sold your car and called it a day.
Well, I also busted my trainee at the tracks, so that cost another $1,000. I just realized how much of a money pit this fucking thing was. That's probably why these kids nowadays that have Hellcats, just keep doing that. You don't put more money in it.
Lose a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Lose all your money in those cars.
Yeah, and those cars you used to, but that was kind of like the fun of it too.
It was.
You put your heart and soul into it.
It's a hobby, right?
Right.
Look at Pokemon cards, for example. You put all that money into it, so it's really worth nothing.
Right, exactly. And the same thing with these cars. But I sold it, and this was the kind of the years I was gonna get married.
How old were you when you got married?
So I got married at 25.
What the heck made you think that was?
So I've been with my wife since I was 15. Been with my wife since I was 15, since freshman year.
She's from Louisville?
She's from Louisville too.
You guys went to the same high school?
No. We had this. So we have a small little Vietnamese community in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
So they're kind of like a lot of them that came at my generation in '94 or that era. They just came from Vietnam, from the refuge and all that. So my family is a little bit like one generation up.
Right.
So,
Call you first gener.
Yeah, I guess so. Something like a first gen.
She's straight off the boat.
Right. If you want to call it that.
My wife is also
straight out the boat.
Fresh. Off the boat.
Right. I mean, even though sometimes there's some things I gotta correct my wife on words and stuff,
It's cute. It's funny.
But my kids, they don't understand. They can't speak Vietnamese.
No?
Nope.
But your wife does.
Yeah.
She's just not yelling at them enough.
No, she's just.
But even my kids are all speaking English fluently.
No, she yells at them in English.
Yeah, my wife too. But they understand. They've been to Lebanon, and we're trying to slowly integrate the language.
If you didn't teach them at a young age and they don't have grandmas, bro,
so
it's just
hard.
done.
You speak Vietnamese?
I can speak a little bit.
Yeah, we gotta slap it into you. We gotta take a little visit.
I can't really.
You and me.
I can't really get by. I just kind of nod my head. I'm like, oh yeah.
The only place I've had good Vietnamese food was New York.
Oh yeah.
And we'll get there in a little bit. But man, the sandwiches and the food and the
New York's the best. New York's just the best.
We had fun in New York.
Yeah, I love New York, man. New York's the best city.
Okay. So were you guys in love at 15, 16?
Yeah,
you guys were.
I told my wife at 15 I was gonna marry her.
Really?
Swear to God.
Man, you're crazy.
I knew I loved her. See, this is any young kids out
cute.
there.
She's gonna appreciate
any young
this
kids
podcast.
out there. Any young kids out there is different. Our age and generation.
There used to be love.
We didn't have social media. We didn't have all the options.
No, slide to the right and left.
Slide to the right. No, it was basically your neighborhood, and you have your friend groups. So going in high school, I did make friends with some Vietnamese, groups, and then we kind of like had our own little group. And then, some of the groups would date within the group and stuff. And then I date within the group, with my wife. And then, like I said, it was kind of like puppy love, but young love. But, and I knew my wife was a good chick. And she was pretty toxic back in high school, too. I'm not going to lie. I think the table's turned now, but, that's just how it is, guys. Stick it out.
It gets better when you're older.
It gets better. But all Asian chicks are fucking toxic though.
I think I don't think it matters if you're Asian or not. I think all girls are just crazy.
Just crazy, yeah. I
Any
can see
girl
that.
that's young wants that.
I say it gets better though. It does kind of gets better.
It does get sweeter when you're older.
But we had our thing in high school. We kind of broke up. High school relationships. You date, you break up, then you get back at a younger age. Okay, so
you got serious with her after college.
No, I got serious with her during college. So we would, we broke up like sophomore. We broke up all the way to like junior to like senior-ish. Broke up again, and then when she went to college, then we got serious, and then I asked her to marry her at like 24.
Did you get on one knee?
Huh?
You get on one knee?
Yeah, I did.
Did
actually.
you?
Oh yeah. Did the whole shebang,
Oh,
man.
man.
Yeah. But I was kind of crazy because I was the first one in my group. Because we had, like I said, we was like,
You're young, dude.
Yeah.
24 is young.
I just, I was one of the first one in the group to ask and marry. And there's another person too within our group that did marry within we're old high school sweethearts too, but they got married way later. I was
Gotcha.
like, probably smart.
But it's cute. It's really special.
it's-
Not a
you
lot
know-
of people have a story like
You know
that.
what? I appreciate.
A lot of people are like, I met my wife on Tinder.
Right. Whatevs, guys. I judge nobody.
I was
there's
looking
always
one
some type
night
of love.
and I found her.
Yeah, there's some, love comes out of strange
Dude, love
ways.
it's very complicated.
Right. It's
It
very
comes in different
complicated, man.
ways.
In this day and age, it's, I just say one thing, don't pay attention to the social media and all that bullshit, man. Just like, if you can find the one, just hang
Make it
on.
work. Try to make
it
it
work.
work.
Exactly, Obviously, if it's not the right one, don't make it work, But you have to know
Don't
the
waste your
difference.
time.
But the thing is also, too, you got to learn how to, I think the thing is that you need to learn if you need to walk away.
Right.
That's just the thing.
That was a scary situation.
Yeah, it is.
And I think we all take it seriously to when you get older and then you're like, hey, this is serious. This shouldn't be like
I
this.
think you should know how to either walk away, but you also should know how to also fight for it too. You kind of have to mature and find out which is the right path. If that makes any sense. It sounds crazy, I know, but I'm trying to. Does that sound crazy?
No, because I think we're married. It makes sense.
Okay.
When it comes to fighting for it, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? You got to work for your relationship.
Right. There's some
It's
things that
not
you know what to
easy.
fight, when to fight, but there's some things you gotta know when to let it go.
Chris, nobody's getting married anymore.
That sucks.
Divorce rates at all-time high.
Oh man. That sucks.
Mental health is on the rise. All these things.
Jesus.
Let's not bomb.
I feel bad for
this.
my kids, man.
All our kids are in trouble. My kids are right behind
Lord.
yours. They're all
I'm
screwed.
gonna just send my kids to Vietnam. Hopefully, they find a marriage.
Let me ask you something. We're sending you back home. Let me ask you then. What were you doing when you got married?
As in, what do you mean?
As in work. What were you doing work-wise?
Okay, so, all right, so I said in the other podcast, I used to be hibachi chef. So my mom used to own a restaurant for like almost 15, 20 years.
What?
Yeah.
Word?
Swear, Japanese
You
restaurant.
did the-
Yeah, all that. So I was from high school, like 15. I used to be like a busboy. From busboy, I was like server. Then I was learning how to cook in the back. And then when I
Would you be
graduated high
messing
school,
with people serving and like, because
oh yeah, you fuck with them all the time, all
your
the time.
personality is very.
Yeah. So that's how I kind of developed my like outgoing personality. But I'm also kind of dry too as well. So
Maybe
like
that's just the Asian in you. I feel like all Asians are a little dry.
we can be kind of dry, and I can be kind of dry too. My humor can be kind of dry. I can admit that. But I'm not afraid to go out there and talk to people because I used to do that every night. Cook in front of 10 people
Right.
that you don't know.
Right.
Hey, hello, how are you today? Steak and chicken.
You did not put the accent on.
Swear to God, I did. Yes, I did.
You feel like it gave you a little bit more money?
No, it's just like so. Like sometimes if it was a customer,
And I
that-
can't see you doing this, dude. I can't.
I swear, if you bring the specials out, I still got it. But if there's a customer I didn't really want to fuck with, because sometimes you get picky customers,
Right.
I'll really act like I don't understand what they're saying, and I'll just fuck with them. I'm like, oh no, I don't speak it. And then later at the end of the night, and I do turn everything out, clean everything up. Like, okay, I'd be like, okay, everybody, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. And like,
damn.
but
We were talking, man.
so then I did hibachi, and then I decided to do nails because my wife would do nails. So I got into that business because I had my first son. I knew that the restaurant life wasn't for me.
Wow,
Yeah.
you had a son young.
I had a son at
25,
26, at the 1 year after I got married.
Wow.
Yeah, I got conned
That
into
shakes you, man. I remember my first kid. It puts you in place. You're like, hey,
Yeah, you kind of had to like
knock, knock. Wake up to work.
Right.
You gotta go to work.
You kind of have to like grow up, right? You kind of have
Big
to like,
time, dude.
put your big boy pants on.
Yeah, you want the best for your kid. You want him
Right.
to have a
And your family.
stroller. You want him to have new clothes. You want him to have kicks. You want him to be better
mean-
than where I was.
The thing is that now it's not all about you.
No.
It's not about you no more. It's about them.
Oh man, it
No?
changes real quick.
Changes real quick. And I still, like I said, it's the same thing, even for
You
my
know how
kids.
many kids get scared to get married because they're not ready yet, or they don't have money, or they just don't have a good job, or they're not. They just graduated. They gotta wait a couple years until they get
I don't think you're ever
settled.
ready though.
Dude, I'm telling them that. Like, dude, you just don't. You're not ready.
I don't think anyone's ever ready though. That's the thing. You know what I mean? Like when is ever a good time for anything? I think it's just like if you can do it in a way, if you can, and if your family supports you and you got a good support system, and if it makes sense, you know, because at the end of the day, I don't think you're ever really ready for anything.
I
you
agree
know?
with you. That's a good point.
You know,
I believe that.
no one's really ready to have kids, but they still have it. you know, and was I really married? Was I really ready to ask my wife at 24? I don't know. I think I was. I knew I loved her. I knew I want to spend the rest of my life with her. So why not now?
Bam.
Yeah, exactly.
Nails. So now you're doing nails. You're just getting real,
So yeah, and then
Nails is big money, by the way.
it's okay. It's an independent contracting job.
Got you.
So like it's whatever you make is what you can make, But then I got a gig to where before pre-pandemic, I got a gig where, I was partnership with some people and and then my wife is business with her business with her family. But yeah, I had some partnerships and stuff like that. I was making pretty decent money. But so during this time, this is when I start doing the YouTube. And I just start to kind of graduate
What
that.
year was this?
Like I said, I think it was like 2016 or something.
And you were 27, 28?
Maybe 29.
29.
29,
You started
maybe 30.
YouTube.
Yeah, I started
You know
YouTube.
how some kids would think you're too old already? Like in today's age, you're like, oh, 29, you thought about this? I've been thinking about this when I was 12 and I was...
I didn't make good money until I was 29.
Right.
You know what I mean? So how can I afford to buy shoes every weekend?
So what made you think YouTube? I got to go back to your channel and see what your first video was. Did you hide any of your old videos?
I got some of them hidden. There's some of them out there that probably shouldn't be seen.
Archive this.
But the thing is, I was always, like I said, I was always into Jordans. I always liked Jordans and stuff, especially like the years of the Jordan 11s. So like, those are the times where that year I would only get the OG colors that would always come out every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Like, remember I said, like we said, Jordans didn't come out once a week like how they usually do. Mm-hmm. It would only come out like, maybe once a month or every other week or something. And then there's always the Jordan 11s that came out that was super hyped up. And it was a Christmas shoe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember.
Oh, Christmas.
Yeah. I remember the Concords came out and everybody was going crazy for it. So I did the lined up. People were breaking down the doors. The cops had to shut it down. It was crazy. And, you just had to wait in line and Sophie get your pair. The following year was a Bread 11s. Another crazy story. They started to do tickets. And our Foot Locker was next to a food court. So the manager got outside the store, stand on top of the tables at the food court and was just passing out tickets onto the table, stand on top of it.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody was like, because he was getting surrounded by like hundreds of people.
He was like, all right.
They're like, oh, he's like this. And these are like zombies coming at him, like, give me a ticket. And I'm like way in the back. So the manager just threw all the fucking tickets up in the air, causing all this mayhem. I swear. And I was way in the back, like, what the fuck just happened? Are we not getting a pair? He literally threw up in the air, like, oh my God, I'm out. Like, oh, fuck this.
I don't care who gets it.
Yeah, who gets it? Get out of here. And then he just ran back into the store. I swear. And then
you didn't get a ticket, obviously.
No. I couldn't get a ticket. There's no way.
So grabbed like 5 probably.
Right, yeah, it was cool. I grabbed a whole bunch and no one's looking out for nobody. But I didn't want to deal with this Jordan 11 BS. So the next following year was the Gamma 11s. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to deal with this bullshit. So I was like, I was kind of like doing some research and I was kind of looking up the Jordan 11s because the hype was coming out. And I was looking for some, reviews or whatever. And then I saw a website where they're selling them. I was like, oh, yeah, fuck, I can just buy it right now. Screw this. I'm not going to go through all this bullshit. But when I finally got it, it was something different on it. But I was just kind of like in my mind because I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, I guess there's just way how they make it now. Anyway, so I watched someone on YouTube that did a real versus fake. And that's how I found out I had a fake. Yeah.
So you bought a fake shoe.
I bought a fake shoe not knowing. And because at the time,
that's how everybody starts, though.
Right.
They don't know that people
you don't
make
know.
fakes.
Well, at the time, you didn't have the information as now. You don't have the checks. You don't have the gold. You didn't have. You didn't have the GOAT, the StockX, you know. You didn't have the check apps or anything, legit checkers, you know. You didn't know any better, you know. I just thought they like, oh, I guess Jordan just made it this year. Oh, this looks stupid, but okay, you know.
Cool color.
Yeah, I guess that's just how they do it.
Jumpman's a little off.
Yeah, why does the Jumpman look like this? I guess they just made it this year, you know? I just thought like that. But come to find out it was fake. Luckily, I was still able to get my pair because they did raffles, so I was very happy about
But
that.
you were pissed about the fake.
I was very kind of like, what the fuck?
Why would somebody do that?
Yeah, like what? So I did more research on YouTube, and people was doing, it wasn't a lot, but there were some that was doing like reviews on like fake shoes and just like other shoes too. So it kind of caught my interest. I was like, oh, I can do this too. I can do shoes. I can help people not get fakes. I don't want to be that guy like how I felt. So that's just kind of how it
So
came
that was
about.
that angle. So what was your first video? Like a shoe comparison? or-
My first video was the pickup of the, because, you know, like I said, it was 11s. So 11s was the big hype. So I was just kind of like, you know, was just kind of like looking into it, watching people's stuff. I would, you know, binge watch a lot of people. Because this is before Kais. This is
Before anybody really doing
yeah,
sneakers.
do anything crazy.
Because Kai started with what? Skits?
Skits, yeah. So this is like, even like, I don't even remember when YouTube had like, I remember when 5,000 subs was a big deal. Like that was big.
What?
5,000 subs was a big deal.
Not like 100. You're like,
Not like 100K. 100K was kind of unheard of as a sneaker
like
world.
a million. Mark Rober's like,
Now as a millions is crazy, right?
What?
But I'm talking about like, this is like 2016, 17. Like this was, 10,000 sub was a lot. Remember, like back in the days, the sneaker community and the culture wasn't as big as it is now.
no.
Now it's
very
huge.
big. And how much has retracted, right?
Right.
How many people fell off the boat? How many people stopped watching or stopped caring about sneakers?
Exactly.
But they created a thicker base. And I feel like when it comes back again, oh man, it's going to be
Yeah, they'll just get
loud.
right. They'll just jump right back on it.
It's gonna be
As
loud
long
again.
as I think, as long as people make money, though, you know, that's the thing.
I mean, I think Nike can push it again, limiting sneakers, collabs. Maybe Kanye comes back.
Well, that'd be crazy.
Let's bite my tongue because I don't know. Are we allowed to talk about Kanye? Can we say anything?
Yeah,
Is
right.
it taboo? Am I gonna get canceled?
Oh, good
Nobody
Lord.
knows anymore. But
I think we just kind of, you know, it's with any trends. Things just kind of come and go, and we just kind of have to figure things out. You know what I mean? Like
right now it's bad.
right now it's bad. I think we're kind. I feel like in 2023, this is like kind of like a let's get through this year. I feel like it's one of those years where like, hey, let's just get through it. You know, let's just push through it, get what we can, and let's just hope for the best. You know, it's not like a building year or the best year or the lowest. You
It's
know,
more of a recession than
it's,
it
yeah,
is.
exactly. It's a, just like I said, it's a, like let's get through this type of year. That's how I feel like in 2023. It's tough, bro. It's been tough.
And so you made a first YouTube video. When did you make your second video and third video and fourth? Were you on it?
I wasn't on it like that. So like
Because
I
I'm
would
behind. I make a video a month, maybe 2 videos a month.
right.
And I struggle to make 3 or 4. And I just like, what am I gonna make?
I mean, when you get bit by the sneaker game or the sneaker shoes, right? So then you start to get kind of interested. You're trying to see what's the next release. So you know, I think it was like the next shoe after the Legend Blues, the Columbia 11s.
people died from.
Yeah, those was crazy. But then the next shoe I want to say was it was 2 Jordan 4s. This is before the Jordan 4 hype. It was like a black Oreo and a navy, midnight navy or something. These were called Reimagines. So I was like, oh, okay, let me pick these up, you know, and let me make some videos about it, do some pickup vlogs, you know, try to change it up. And
Was
then
your
just
wife
do-
like, what the fuck are you
And she's like,
doing?
you're just gonna start buying these Jordans now? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, these are cool. I remember a lot liking Jordan 4s. Let me get into this, you know? Just stuff like that.
I only have 1 pair of Jordan 4s.
Yeah.
And they're golf shoes. That's it. Like,
So you didn't jump on the 4 hype?
no.
See, I like
They
the
hurt my
OGs
feet. All of them hurt my feet.
though.
like,
I wore my Jordan 4s at Disney World. It wasn't that bad. It was not that bad.
I got some long, ugly feet. Ugh, they're really bad.
Oh man,
I
Jordan.
got some ugly feet.
I mean, I even wore Jordan 1s in Disney World, and they're. I mean, it's not the
I don't even want to
smartest
know
idea.
how much money you spent at Disney World because you took your whole family.
Oh man,
Let's not talk about it.
I could have went to.
You could have went around the world 3 times.
Probably. Yeah, I probably could have been to Punta Cana and Dominican at the same day.
Let's not talk about spelling Colombia.
Yeah, right.
Today we had the J Balvin release, and I saw on your Instagram how to spell Colombia, and then we were at dinner today. You're like, how do you spell Colombia? And I messed up.
You're like, yeah, it's COLU. No, it's COLO. I didn't know that either. So, you know what I mean?
Apple corrects half of my
exactly.
text anyways. I don't even think anybody's going to know how to spell in the future. It's gonna be like, I'm messing up. I'm like, is that how you spell? Because I'm writing. I'm like, that looks different. It looks different when I'm writing it.
I know, right? It's a little different, but
I'm on my phone checking it.
And I kept messing up like 5 times. Like, dude, how the fudge you spell Colombia? Yeah, that was the whole thing.
ChatGPT couldn't help you then.
Right.
So you're making a bunch of these YouTube videos. When did it start clicking?
So I would just make them like every now and then, just kind of like for fun, and just like, okay, I like these shoes. So
You
I'm
have
gonna
a
pick up
regular
some.
job still?
I still got my regular job. I still do. So I'm still working my full time 9 to 5. Technically, it was 10 to 8.
Which was nails.
Wow. So I was doing this full time, and this is at the time I used to slave. I used to work 6 days a week. So I used to work 10 to 8. And a kid, brand new kid.
Crazy wife. She wasn't as crazy?
She
calmed down.
I think that was always all right. Not just kidding. Love ya.
We love you.
Yeah, just kidding. But no, wife, newborn. So you want to work hard, make money, right? And for the newborn. But also you want to enjoy yourself. So you would try to treat yourself on some sneakers. And then, but anyways, my YouTube started to click by, I think it was Alex J, the sneakerhead in the Bay. So he was before Kais. He was like one of the bigger YouTubers. Shouts to Alex. But he put me on because he was doing like a weekly thing where he would put like different YouTubers on his channel, and he put me and my wife. Me and my wife did like a whole guessing game.
Stop.
Yeah.
Your wife got on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh snap! She's a big supporter.
So she's
though.
not exactly. She's not
Wow.
crazy. She does support, so I appreciate that. But it's like pulling teeth, bro.
No, dude. Believe me.
It's like pulling.
I get scared to put my kids on social media or my wife or anything.
Right.
There's backlash. There's comments. There's things that you can handle or not want to, maybe not want to handle or not. It's pressure,
I think my wife should do like, hey, name these purses, because I would totally fail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll be like, it's Chanel.
Like as a model, the designer.
Like, I don't know what it is. I just know I pay for this shit.
I just know how much it costs.
Right.
It's expensive.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I know. But so we did a game where it's like guess a shoe. Like there was like Cherry 13s. I was like, what is this called? She's like, the white and red or something. We made it fun, and then Jay, or not Jay, shouts to Jay, but Alex Sneakerhead in the Bay posted on his channel. That kind of blew up, and then it was just kind of started to get traction, and I kind of noticed it too. They were starting to get traction.
How many followers did you have at that time?
I think it was like I just hit 1,000.
Really?
1,000 is a lot. By the way, it is not easy to get 1,000 subs.
I'm at 180.
Yeah, so you know the grind. You know the grind.
And yeah, you could buy them, and yeah, you can have all your
It's not
friends
authentic.
just added, and it's just not authentic. It just
And that's the one thing, bro. I never bought followers. I don't even like my own videos. I don't like my own videos. I want everything about myself authentic as possible. If you like me, you like me. And if you don't, you don't. And trust me, I get a lot of those too. It's okay. It is what it is. No one likes everybody all the time.
no. You're not. Everybody wants a different flavor.
Exactly.
One day it's this, one day
and
it could
that's
be that.
okay. And that is okay. For real.
So 2017, when did the traction started really kicking? 1,000 followers.
I think it was like 1,000, and then I started to like noticing it, and then I started to just kind of just keep posting random stuff, and then I was still young, so I just tried to come up with ideas, and I had like an idea between my wife and this is when it really blew up. I pranked my wife because prank videos was going viral. And I wasn't thinking about doing viral. I was just thinking about something
Vines
fun.
was big too.
Yeah, it
back
was. But it was like a prank that I did. So it was the first time I bought my wife red bottom shoes, but I gave her Jordan 11 breads. I was like, what? These are red bottoms. So I try to integrate with sneakers in a way, you know what I mean? But I would prank my wife. That video hit like almost like 300,000 views.
Whoa.
It was my first viral video.
On the tube?
On the tube.
You got monetized.
Yeah.
You got paid for that.
Most of all the people in the comments were pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but you know it is what it is. Cause you know my wife was like, "Where's my red bottoms?" Cause I would put the Jordan 11s in the Louis Vuitton box. Yeah, shout out to wifey, big supporter. You know,
She is a big supporter.
Yeah,
She helped get you here for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And does wifey work?
Yeah, full time.
Really?
Full time, has her own business with her sister,
Wow. And she takes care of the kids.
and she helps me take care of kids. And
Because you
know,
travel
helps-
a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
Have to.
easy.
Not easy.
Tiring, exhausting.
I mean, trust me, this Jumperman Kris probably wouldn't happen if it wasn't for my wife. It wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, we're putting this together.
Yeah.
I'm like piecing this out. I'm like, I think it's her. Like
It's like, okay, so it's like, you know, I would buy the groceries, but she got to help me cook.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's kind of like how the thing is. No, she helps me a lot, you know, and like I said, she's a godsend. That's another thing too. So when I quit my nail job,
Yeah, when did you say this was it? I'm gonna go full time YouTube. That's all you do is YouTube right now.
yeah, basically
And travel,
and stuff like that.
events,
Yeah, that's just everything integrated
resell
with YouTube.
sneakers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, because I got sick in 2021. It was like right after the pandemic.
What kind of sickness?
I had like I had an ulcer,
Okay.
so I was bleeding out.
Oh shit.
I got really sick because I was getting too stressed. So I was working 6 days a week and doing the YouTube full time, dropping videos every single day. On top of that, still trying to be a husband, still trying to be a father, and I would work 10 to 8
And trying to
6
have
days a week,
Chris time.
and still have everything.
Wow.
And
Not
you
easy.
know, and then I got stressed out too much.
Yeah.
And you know, and then on top of that, I was traveling again, so I was doing everything because this is when I knew I got sick was when the time I was traveling to Tampa. Because but anyways, yeah, I came home. I think
Were
I
you doing
collapsed.
a sneaker video in Tampa?
Yeah, I was doing a secret event.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was sick in Tampa. Not like sick, but like
Something
I was feeling
wasn't right.
It wasn't COVID. I knew it wasn't COVID because you know how the symptoms.
Right.
You know, I just felt weak. Like I was kind of like dying. I was like, I don't feel right. But anyways, I gutted out. I did the show. Came home. The next following day, I think I collapsed, and my wife took me to the ER.
Stop, dude. This was recent, not that long
recent
ago.
Yeah.
They had to like gallbladder or something.
Well, they had to figure out what's wrong. Well, I went to the regular hospital, and it's like, oh, where's you gonna test you for COVID? You know, are you feeling sick? You have a fever? I was like, no, I just feel really shitty, man. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'm dying.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think something's going on. Like I can't even walk up the steps. Like I'm having a hard time breathing and going up the steps. You know, I knew something was wrong with me because I couldn't go up the steps without like breathing hard. I was like, dude, something's wrong. But I had a fucking show the next day. I was like, okay, let me get some rest. I'll just go to the show.
So you pushed through that show hard.
On top of that, this is the same time the release was for the University Blue 11 ones, Jordan 1s. So I'm dealing with all this bullshit. And on top of that, I'm going to work. So, you know what I mean? I'm pushing through a lot. And on top of that, I got to pick up my kids to go to their school and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all this. And then went to the show. When I got back home, went to the regular doctor. Like, oh, we're going to test you for COVID. And then, you know, I think I came home and I think I collapsed. And my wife took me to the ER.
Wow.
And that's when they found out I was losing blood. And they said, your hemoglobin is like at a 5. A regular person has like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, so I had to get a blood transfusion and all that. And I was in the hospital for like 3 days.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, and this is when I knew. This is when me and my wife had to sit down in discussion. Like, okay, you got to pick one. It's either YouTube or nails. Can't do both.
Oh.
Because it's, you know, I think I turned like 35.
And that's a big
Sore.
financial switch because you're so used to making a certain type of amount of money, and then like it's not, I'm sure YouTube, God bless its heart, you're making a lot of money. But
I mean, it's okay. It's not like riches by any means.
not
It's not
Mr.
riches.
Beast. Yeah.
No, it's not riches, not millions by any means, but it's
When do you
okay.
think people start making millions on YouTube?
Man, you gotta hit like millions and hundreds of thousands of views. I'm getting like 10,000 views, so I'm just getting by.
You get 20,000, 50,000.
Yeah,
I see 100,000.
Sometimes it's been a long time since I hit 100,000 views.
Really? A lot
Yeah.
harder than I think it is, huh?
It is. I mean, you see how it is, right?
The niche is small.
It
And
is.
The market's smaller.
But you know, I get by. It's okay. But not only that, you know, you get some of the sponsors. You get to go to shows like this. You know, that helps pay. But you know, it's enough to where I don't need to do all the jobs and kill myself.
You kind of inspire me because it's not that long ago you were at 1,000. And it wasn't that long ago you fell down, and it wasn't that long ago you quit your job to be full time. You're really just blowing up now. Reality. Like,
Yeah.
when you look at big picture, like you're
Well,
just starting.
I knew. See, the thing is that I knew what. The reason why I took the leap of faith of doing YouTube full time is because I always knew I can always go back to doing nails or going back to
Something.
cooking or
Make
something.
money.
But the YouTube, I don't know how long this is gonna be. Maybe 3, maybe 5, maybe 10. I just know it's not gonna be long.
Unless you change your channel or grow or try to expand
Well,
another.
things are different.
Right.
You know, you think YouTube would be YouTube in 10 years? Who
YouTube's
knows?
not paying like they used to either.
Yeah, but who
It's
knows?
changing.
Who knows? It could be
Right?
something
TikTok
different.
is here today,
Exactly.
shaking up the market.
Shaking
now
it
it's all
up.
shorts.
Now it's all shorts. Exactly. So we don't know what it's going to be in 10 years, 5 years. So at that time, I'll let you look. Let me just ride out YouTube as long as I can till I can't. And when I can always go back to doing nails. So anyone out there, guys, I said it in my other friend's podcast. Like I always tell people nowadays, especially young kids, pick up a skill. Pick up a skill at a young age, so that way you can always put money on the table.
Because it doesn't last.
Nothing
Nothing
lasts.
ever
Nothing
lasts.
lasts. Because you never know. You might lose your job. Say you're a stockbroker. It went to shit. At least you know how to paint a house.
Right.
At least you know how to do some carpeting. At least you know how to put some carpet down. Maybe you know how to cook.
But people kind of feel like our egos are too big, right? We think, oh, just because I'm a YouTuber, I can't go back to laying down carpet and getting a regular job.
No, it's really
or-
not. I don't
Eh.
think so. Not for me.
Not for you, because you don't think like that. You don't.
Well, I'm an everyday person. I got kids. I got family. This ain't just like, oh, I get to I'm a high life and I get to ride the limos. No, I can't. I'm still gotta be a father and husband at the end of the day.
Right.
I still have to provide for my family. So that clock never stops.
It's just funny for people like normal people, or even people like me, thinking like, how far you've come, and even you think like, shoot, I gotta maybe think of a backup plan. What else am I gonna
Right.
do? How long can I keep driving this car? It's gonna stop.
Right.
But I mean, it for you it could be anything. But
I think I'm glad that I set myself up at a young age to where like no matter what, I think I could still do something. Even if it's not YouTube, I think it's always something. And it's okay.
here's a good topic. So there's a lot of these young kids, right? A lot of these young kids are getting famous, YouTube famous. They're not picking up on other skill because all they did was YouTube from 16 and on.
Guys, just don't fall in that trap because it's like I said, I'm very thankful at a young age I learned how to cook and learn how to do nails or whatever skill I have. That way I can have something to fall back on because that would be scary. Let's say if I was if I became a YouTuber at 22 and I didn't pick up any skills,
Right.
Because when you're that young, you're just learning life.
How many big YouTubers get pulled from YouTube and they have to go to another platform and try to get big over there and try to like
Yeah.
splish splash,
And
Steve can do it, for example.
I still don't look at myself like as a big YouTuber. I appreciate that you think I am, but
I'm small.
it's okay.
Yeah.
We all got to start somewhere, fam. But you know what I mean? Like, it's all right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really look at myself as a big time YouTuber like that. I just think of myself like, hey, I got some pretty good numbers.
People need to hear that because we don't know, right? We think from the outside.
No, I appreciate it. Like, and whoever else looks at me and thinks I'm,
I'm sure your
celebrity
kids
and
think
stuff.
very highly of you.
The thing is with
They're
my kids
so
in
cute.
school,
They're
the kids in school, like some of the kids do kind of start to recognize and start to kind of like notice things. Like even when I go to open house, some of the parents like, well, we all can't be Jumperman Kris, and I'm like, oh, I'm gone.
I'm not going to teacher
Like,
conference
oh my
today.
god, here he
Open
goes.
house, forget it.
Yeah, right.
I'll show up late.
Because her son wants to be a YouTuber. And
Exactly.
she told her son, like, well, we all can't be Jumperman Kris. And I remember even like last year, like the ceremony, like some of his friends want to take pictures of me. It was funny.
It's so funny, dude.
I was like, yeah, sure.
Your kids don't want to jump on the channel with you?
Sometimes,
Mom's like,
I kind of want to steer them away from that. Like I said, man, learn from a different age. It's kind of like, I mean, I'll help them if they really want to, you know, because I kind of
Right.
know the ropes and certain
You know
things.
those parents that like will play like Minecraft with their kids and they'll have the green screen in the background and they're
Right,
playing some
right.
crazy stuff. You know, you can integrate, you could do some things, you could venture off,
Exactly.
you could do some stuff, but it's spoiling them and getting into this. Like, I don't know. We're damned if we do, damned if
Yeah,
we don't.
exactly.
If I don't give him the iPad, then he's not going to learn how to use an iPad in the future, and then he's going to be kind of the outcast of society.
I mean, if they really want to do it, I'll help them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, I'm just gonna wait for them to tell me if they want to do it or not. I don't want to push them. You know, they want to do like a Lego channel
Yeah.
or something. You know,
Oh,
'Cause
dude, those Lego channels are
they're
huge,
crazy.
man.
Matter of fact, the biggest YouTuber is that Ryan kid. He's the biggest
Oh,
YouTuber.
Ryan, what about
Ryan's World or
I think
whatever?
any kids show is really blowing up on YouTube. Miss Rachel's to your,
Mr.
if anybody
Beast.
doesn't
Is
have
that
kids,
considered as a kid channel?
it kind of more teens, but like
But I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
those younger ones, because younger kids will keep watching the video beginning to end,
Yeah.
and your next video and your next video. I'm not. I'm watching your recent one, and I'm on to the next
Right. Right.
big person in that field.
Because the kids. Sorry. But because the kids, they got nothing else to do, right? They're just
Nothing.
watching it
They're
all
like,
day.
oh, let's watch the next one.
Yeah.
Let's do this, and it's like, what? We'll spend 5-6 hours on YouTube.
I mean,
Watching the same person.
Do you? Let me ask you this: do you watch YouTube more now or TikToks? Be honest.
I only watch YouTube. I have a TikTok. I don't get on it.
Really?
I just post, and I'm really bad at just.
I can admit
posting.
this. I can admit this. At night, I do watch more TikToks than.
So
YouTube.
I do get on the reels, right?
Yeah.
Right. I guess that's TikTok,
TikTok
format,
format,
shorts.
yeah.
I do get on shorts, and I notice when I'm on shorts, and I'll spend like 45 minutes, and my kids are like, "Dad, Dad, Dad."
Yeah, yeah,
Dad."
yeah.
I'm like,
Because
Oh,
the thing is, I think because
where
the
I
cool
go?
thing is when you keep swiping, you're just being brain dead. You're
yeah,
just like,
I love it.
oh, you're just getting
But
entertained.
I know I just put the phone down. But for example, like when I get off work, I'll watch the news, I'll watch some shorts, and maybe watch some clips with the kids, some cartoons that they want to show me and laugh at.
And this one thing I want to touch on, if you want to talk about
Let's
this.
talk.
That's why there's a difference between YouTubers and TikTokers.
Hmm.
So no slight to any you TikTokers
we're
or
not
anything,
here to
or
offend
saying that
nobody.
YouTubers are better. I'm not trying to say that, but like you do notice that there's a different fan base between TikTokers and YouTubers. You
The
know?
loyalty, I feel like YouTubers is loyalty and brand, and TikTok is just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
The moment you're not
It's
entertaining,
like I think TikTok
on.
is like a slot machine, like
Yeah.
a doo-doo-doo.
I don't want to say a vulgar
Next
word,
one, next one.
but I think it's like, the easy A
Yeah.
versus, somebody I love.
YouTube is different. See, YouTubers like, for them to actually watch you, they literally gotta tap you and
Right.
click on you,
Right.
so they you have like an actual like support base. With TikToks, you're just like, next,
Everybody's
next,
seeing you.
next.
The whole
next.
world can
Right.
watch you.
Exactly. And if you're in the algorithm or you hit the algorithm, it can just go crazy. But is there like I mean, I'm sure there's some TikTokers that can do like,
Are you on
some
TikTok?
things. I get on. It's more for like
Do you
extra,
post on TikTok?
I think it's more like extra content.
Yeah.
It's not my main
It's
content
to
that I think about.
drive content to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Marketing,
It's
yeah.
more of that sort. Or it's just like I said, it's just fun extra content that I feel like doing. It's like one of those things.
You're getting really popular in the Got Soul TikToks and getting in all the other formats, right? And other.
Yeah. I
Other
get
brands.
recognized by that, which is crazy too, man. Because like sometimes when I go to events, I get some people that be like, "Hey, I see you on TikTok." I'll be like, "I'm more on YouTube, but okay."
You're like, I'm a YouTuber.
I was like, "I'm more on YouTube, but I appreciate it." But then when people watch me on YouTube, they're a little bit more excited to see me.
right.
Yeah. So
You're an exciting person.
yeah, it's okay.
Your
I try.
personality, Asian sensation, the hair,
So,
the glasses,
Well,
the hype clothes.
I'll tell you one story. I'm not gonna say who it is.
Okay.
But so I went to one of my first sneaker cons. This is when I first was like going up. I think I was like at 10 to 15K subs or something like that. And it was like one of my first sneaker cons. And this is right when they were bringing all the YouTubers and the big time YouTubers and stuff like that. And this is like, I'm like starstruck. It's my first time seeing
Was this
them.
Dallas?
I'm not gonna say who. I can say where.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Because
okay.
then you guys gonna put the puzzle together and then all
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
And I already talked to the person and told him about the situation, but we're cool now.
Okay, good.
Anyways, I saw him walking past, He was a big time YouTuber, and I had my camera like this. It was like a small, like, G7X camera. I was like this. Hey man, I'm a big fan. Hey man, I'm a big fan. He went, oh, appreciate you. Just tapped me in the shoulder, just walked off before I could hit record. And I was like, this motherfucker. I was so mad. I was really mad. I was very like disappointed.
Right.
Because I would never try to do something like that. I won't think I would. If I do, it's by accident. Maybe he was on an accident.
Yeah, maybe you didn't see the camera.
Yeah,
moving too
something.
fast. I gotta go.
Because if anyone ever come up to me, I try to give them some time.
I've noticed, like, I met you 2020.
Okay.
It was right before Corona.
Okay. Yeah.
We went to
Sneaker Freaks,
Columbus.
Yeah. Yep.
And you had a table, and I didn't realize that you were that still up and comer, but still big. Like, I didn't know what the hell. I started sneakers in 2018.
Yeah.
I finally realized, like, okay, what's hype and what's not. Corona and all the hype was just happening, and magic happened. And I met you, and I remember lowballing you.
Yeah, so this is how we
all
first
of
met.
your wife's Yeezys.
I was like, this motherfucker, man.
I was just.
I
didn't care who you were. I was like, I'm gonna see how low I can go.
So it was like, for example, it was so disrespectful. It was like red stripe Yeezys at the time when
so bad.
Yeezys were like so hyped up. Red stripes at a base size too. These were going for like $600. He offered me like $300.
I did.
I was like, get the fuck out of my face.
He's like, bro, get your friend, get out of here.
Just go.
Get out.
the fuck out of here. And then I remember it too because we had a show right during COVID. And this is when I met you. And I was like, oh, I'm going to give this guy so much shit. But then you took it good.
I did.
And I think that, you had a good sportsmanship and a good personality about it.
I never take anything personally.
No, exactly. It's all fun and
I'm always
games,
laughing
right?
because it's just like, what is it really about?
Right.
Money,
It's just shoes, whatever. But, it's one of those things we like to talk about. Like, oh, yeah, you lowball the shit out of me. I remember that.
Because anybody would be like, are you serious? That's Jumperman Kris. Like, are you stupid right now? Like, you think he's stupid? Do you think he'll take 300?
Is that what people said to you?
Yeah, like, are you?
It's like, I don't know who this guy is.
Because my buddy was like, are you an idiot? Do you even know who that is? And I was like, no. That's how bad, like, I say I'm in the sneaker community and I love the sneaker community and I respect it and I really do enjoy every bit of it and the Jordans and I am a big fan. I'm just not as materialistic or attached in some ways.
I mean, you think if
which
it's a
can
business,
throw me off.
You think it's
I'm
a business.
Arab, Arab people are just
business.
We just think about death, It's just like money and death. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna take it to the grave?
I mean, yeah, exactly. What are you going to do? You're going to take it to a grave? No, get
like,
the fuck.
My dad's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But it was just an interesting time.
No, it was a good time, man.
It is always
we
a
knew
good
each
time.
other, so I can always appreciate that.
This is where we are now.
Exactly.
Now you're in Toledo, which is crazy that you're sitting here with me now. We're vibing, we're talking.
Wouldn't have been the first choice, but it's okay. No, I was kidding.
God bless Toledo. There's
I've been to Toledo twice already. It's my third time here.
Third time. Not much.
But
Pizza was good. You had Jangy's pizza.
Pizza's good.
You thought it was pretty interesting.
I mean, last time I was here was a good time.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I ever have an opportunity to kind of go this way in my time, of course I'll come. Just at least say hi to y'all.
So tomorrow we have a nice event. We got to wake up early for. Well, I do at least. You got to be there a little bit, 9ish. But it'll be fun. It's at the mall.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
I think it'll be good.
I just hope nothing breaks. It's going to be fun.
I'm going to do as best as possible.
You just be Jumperman Kris. We're all gonna be happy.
I'll do as best as possible. And like, I said, crowd or no crowd, whatever it is, whatever you guys need me to do, I'll come through.
There's gonna be a lot of people you're gonna be impressed. Okay, but let me ask you something so we don't spend too long. Anything that was like life-changing for you since these last few years that maybe you took for granted, maybe you didn't, or maybe something you learned from?
Life-changing.
Because we're all in the middle of our lives, really.
Tell me one about yours. Maybe I can kind of...
I think I think it's interesting trying to find my way in sneakers,
Okay.
right? And trying to like, what am I? Am I going to be a YouTuber? Am I going to sell sneakers? Am I going to get into different industries? Am I just going to cash out on my 401k? Do I even have a 401k? What am I doing with myself? Like that's 30s, right? I'm figuring
Yeah.
myself out.
You're just like every other millennial out there.
Figuring myself out finally.
Every millennial's like this, like, yo, what the fuck?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I feel like I'm just lost. I don't know if you feel
I don't
that
think
way.
no, I don't think you should feel like lost, bro. I think you're just now on. You're like, you see the small little tunnel light,
Mhm.
and you're just getting closer to it. That's just how it is, you know. And honestly, you might never get to that all the way to that far to the other end, you know. Obviously, when you pass away or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm
That
just
light
saying,
we talk-
yeah, that's a little different. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like I think it's just. I say this. I say whatever you're going through, I think it's just a journey that we all kind of have to learn.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And it sometimes you gotta fail, but like at least you just get it good one time. That's all it takes.
I know. That's why I tell
No?
myself, you just hit
One
X
time.
once.
Just one time. And you're fine. Because honestly, this like I said, doing YouTube, this wasn't like a planned out thing, like, oh,
Right.
I'm gonna be a YouTuber.
And it's not forever.
Yeah. Like I never thought I never thought I'll be where I'm at now. Like I guess that's one life changing thing. Like I didn't know my YouTube would be like this. Honestly, I just did it for fun. At first, I just like I like sneakers. I'm just gonna make videos and just talk about what
It
I
was
like.
never about money. It was never
never-
about
yeah,
followers.
about
it was
that.
Never...
It took me. I think it was like. I think when I finally hit like maybe 2 or 3K subs when I finally monetized it or something. It was kind of crazy. Like,
Now it's 500 subs now. It used to be 1,000. Now they updated it. It's 500 now.
oh wow, that's
You
crazy.
can monetize. But I also think they changed it where, I don't know if you've noticed this, but creators and whatnot aren't making as much as
Yeah.
they used to. They keep changing it from what
Usually
I
how it
know.
is.
But, you know, a
They
little bit
always
more.
hurt the people's man.
Yeah.
You know. But I think it's just one of those journeys to where like I hope it lasts for a while. We'll see. It could end, tomorrow,
The
next
internet's
year, in
only
this
getting
year,
bigger,
10
though.
years.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of the things where like, hey, let me just ride it out as long as I can till I can't.
What about a sneaker shop?
See, the thing is, bro, you would know better than me. Like I just
I don't want to say it on the mic.
I know, but
I'm not a fan of retail.
I just
on
don't
a
trust a lot of
business
people,
side.
bro. I don't trust a lot of people.
You got to be in it.
Yeah.
You got to.
If I were to do it, then I would have to be just myself.
right.
And maybe some people just kind of work on the side or whatever. But again, I just don't trust a lot of people.
I mean, look at Sneak City. Look at Common Hype.
But they have family.
They do. They're more than
to
one person.
where they can do stuff like that.
They're more than one.
right. More
Kais
than one.
Omar's not opening up a shop.
He's
He's one man.
yeah.
You know, you're one man. Shop.
I'm one man, and my wife. I don't want to take her away from her business.
No.
That's not fair for her.
This is not her dream.
Yeah,
in a
it's not her
sense,
dream.
sure.
It would be mine. So like, I would have to I don't even have a brother, so I got sisters.
Why? We didn't talk about that. You have no siblings?
I have 4 sisters.
4 sisters.
Yep.
Good Lord.
I'm the oldest son. 4 sisters. But yeah, like they're not into sneakers. Like, what, they gonna help me own a fucking sneaker store? Like, get the fuck
Like,
out
if
of
it's
here.
not a Louis bag, I don't
Yeah,
want
like,
it.
they don't care. Like they're not into sneakers like that. But I don't know if I own a sneaker store. I just
Because you resell. That's why I brought that up. Like, you don't resell much. I see you
much,
resell like
right.
50 shoes, maybe.
right, maybe. But the thing is, I just don't know how obtainable these resale stores are gonna be. I'm gonna keep it 100 honest. I think there are gonna be some good ones here and there, but I think that we're gonna weed out a lot of resale stores pretty
Oh, I
soon.
think all of them are going to come and go really quick in the next year or two because
Yeah.
I don't see the market rebounding that quickly.
No.
I don't see the American economy coming out of this. And it can go either way depending on war, economics, oil, all types of so many different
Yeah.
variables. But I just know sneaker cycle. Remember the big hype was like 10 years ago. So
Cool.
like,
Yeah.
for sneakers. And then it died and everybody can get any size you want. And then it started getting busier and busier and busier and busier. And now we reached our max. And now I feel like we're going back down into this
I think
bottomless. Sneakers are weird, dude.
right.
The market's down.
It's like a trend. So like, hey,
Let me put it this way. I feel like Nike and marketing and Yeezy and everybody and has built a nice base. There's more sneakerheads today than there have
I've
ever
ever
been.
been. Yeah.
And this new generation of kids are going to come up. Some young kid, I don't know, Ryan will come up with a sneaker with Nike and it becomes whatever. But sneakers are going to come back up.
I think that's why SBs are so special because of something like that.
Right.
But
And I think it'll be bigger in 5 years.
I just think we
and
need
if you stay in
something
the
else,
game,
man.
I think 10 years from now, you will be the OG, you, Kais, all the younger ones that have started out just will be these big OG sneakerheads that have talked about sneakers and
In
reviews.
10 years, I'll be 47. I hope I'm not in this game that long.
It's like, what else are we going to do? It's
Right.
internet, it's content, it's...
Yeah, I know, but 10 years from now, bro, Jesus.
This is like, bro...
Exactly.
I'm tired
I'm
now.
tired now, let alone in 10 years keep doing this. I don't know.
But if you think about the next waves, right? If we think about economics and hoops and, graphs, like it's going to get big.
Right. I'm not sure what I'll do, bro. That contains about sneakers in my next one. We'll have to wait and see, bro.
But
Sky's
in the
the limit.
meantime,
We'll see.
are you thinking of anything creative to the channel? You want to add some new things to the channel?
There's other things. There's always things I want to innovate. You know. But it's like I said. There's so much that I need to do and want to do. It's just like it takes so much time and effort because like I said, I got to post 7 days a week. I post every day, and for something new, maybe what type of new content. I was thinking about doing like lives again.
Yeah.
On the
Kind
YouTube.
of like a Roscoe thing. We're
Kinda.
not copying right at the moment, but...
Right. Well, the thing is, me and Roscoe kind of started doing this at the same time, you know?
You and
Like,
Roscoe are friends?
Yeah, we're good friends. He's my best friend. I just saw him the other day.
Oh, really?
But,
We should get him on the pod.
yeah, he should. But, like, he started doing lives, and then, like, during the pandemics, I started to do lives, too. So we kind of had, like, a thing, like a one-off. Like, I'm doing lives, he's doing lives. I think I was doing lives, and, but the thing is, like, I felt like I couldn't do lives in my content at the same time.
Right.
Because it was just too much. So I just focus on my content, like just like videos and stuff. I mean, every now and then I might jump on live, but it's a lot of fucking work.
It is.
Yeah.
AI is killing it. Like a lot of my videos, a lot of my shorts, I use AI.
Really?
Yeah. I use this app, makes any YouTube video into a bunch of shorts. I post it on my TikTok.
I need to know
puts
that
the words and everything. I'll show you it. And it just helps me because I'm a one-man show. And then I look at Kais and I'm looking at his friends and his crew, and it's a crew.
Yeah.
It's a group of them helping him with his skits, his content. It's easier with people, like you're saying.
I mean, if you have partners, then yeah, because it'll be always easy if I can. If I had like a friend, like a best friend that would like to travel with me.
That's the thing. Every YouTuber is in a different state, in a different city, in a different hole, in a different. It's like,
all my friends live out of state now.
right.
Even my wife knows that too. She's like, "Why don't you call some of your friends in your hometown?" I'm like, who? All my friends live in Florida or California or New York,
Right.
or Chicago.
It's like where they're all gonna come
Or
to
Toledo.
Louisville, right?
Yeah.
Louisville. We're all gonna drive 4 or 5, fly.
Well, I mean, all my childhood friends are grown up. They're not YouTubers, so.
It changes. I don't see any of my childhood friends anymore.
We all grown
Very
up now.
rarely.
Yeah.
I see them on the Facebook.
Exactly. We'll see you on
Shout
Facebook.
out to the Facebook.
Yeah.
Double tap every time they have a kid or
We're,
something.
different ages, man.
It is.
We
It's
just kind of,
interesting.
we all kind of like do our own thing now.
But advice-wise, I think you humbled me, and I think you humble a lot of people when you talk, I guess real and say, hey, dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I just made it, or this is where I was when I was just starting, when people thought I was a big deal, At 5,000 or 1,000 subscribers, people were like, "Whoa."
Try, man. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, I always try to keep like a humble opinion, and like I said, I'm my own worst critic. I see the comments and I see this and whatever, but I'm my own worst critic. Like I know what's gonna happen. Like I can kind of feel what's gonna happen, what's not gonna happen. Like I can kind of guess. So we just take it from there, because I see the market now where it's not doing so great. So this is probably not gonna last that too much. Like It's like at the last 10 years.
It had to crash. You know what I mean? With
course.
Nike pumping and Kanye falling off. And what other shoes do we have? We were talking about that during lunch. It seems like it's only Nike. And if you want to be a little different, maybe New Balance. And it's like, what's Joe Freshgoods pulling out this week? Or what?
Either way that I look at
Kawhi
it,
doing?
it's just either way. The way I look at it, it's been a hell of a ride, and I'm glad to be
one.
part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to have I think I have a stamp, I think if I ever were to leave the game, I think I still have some type of imprint. I think I would want to say,
Yeah.
but
It's hard for me to let go. Like, I've been in it for 5 years now, 6 years now. It's just like, do you want to let it go? All that hard work, all that time you put in it.
yeah,
Like,
no.
I love the kids. I love the shoes.
I'm not sure about letting go, but I know that when it's time to go, it's go. I feel like I think I know that.
I think you got a lot more time than you think you do. Something's gonna happen.
I hope so. We'll see.
know?
If it does, then cool.
I hear your name calling, man. I hear your name calling.
If it does, cool. But I think it's like one of those things where, like, hey, I'll just be ready.
You're okay,
Yeah. I think I made my peace, with everything.
man. I loved having you. I don't want to keep you for too long.
Oh, thank you, bro.
I think we all got to learn a little bit about you, kind of like know a little bit more about Jumperman Kris on a personal level.
Try to, man. Try to.
And I hope we get to see you again. If anybody was here and if anybody went to any of the sneaker shows, that's where they'll find you.
Yeah, Jumperman Kris for sure.
Jumperman Kris. Follow him on his YouTube channel, Instagram, your TikTok. Do you Twitter?
Not too much. No, not really.
I don't Twitter at all.
And I don't like to tweet.
What do they call it? X now?
I think now X or something. I don't know. It's just too
get off-
complicated.
Yeah,
for
let's
me.
just all delete the Twitter.
right.
App. Just delete it.
Twitter's just. It's.
I'm not a verbal person.
right.
To just voice my opinion and I'm like,
I know, like what's the word? Don't hit send.
Yeah.
I always hear that, so that's why.
it works.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I hope to have you again and we could
Yeah,
chit chat
anytime,
some more.
man. If I'm ever in
and
the area, bro, let me know. Anytime you want to do this, bro, I got you. So for sure.
Thank you for helping my small channel out, and I know a lot of these people enjoy it. Any last words? Any final thoughts?
I hope I didn't sound down.
Really?
Did I sound down? This
No.
whole thing.
No.
I hope I didn't sound down. I don't mean to be.
I feel like it's just the shades.
no,
No, I mean, shoot,
I don't want to sound like a downer, but I'm more just like
I feel like you're real.
yeah.
You're
I
realist.
try to be real.
Like, dude, it's hard. Like, dude, it might not be worth it. Like, dude, it doesn't pay you that much. You know,
It's not that crazy.
Yeah, I'm
You know
not a
what you think it
millionaire
is.
with Lamborghinis.
No, I
and
don't have the Lamborghinis.
I'm not Mr. Beast.
But I'll say one thing. Are there some perks? Yeah,
Oh,
there's definitely some perks.
there's some free
You
stuff.
know, there's
sure.
definitely some perks out there compared to like some of the to an average person. There's definitely, but at the end of the day, I still have to provide for my family. Am I
Right.
making as much money as I used to as when I had a nail shop?
Right.
It's kind of close.
Right.
I'll say that it's kind of close. But now with expenses, it's right. Now with inflation, it's right there.
Oh, buddy,
Yeah,
gas is
yeah,
expensive, and you drive a lot, dude, and flights aren't cheap, and these events don't get booked right away, so you're booking last minute tickets. and
Oh
it's-
God, yeah, I know.
Ah.
That's why sometimes you do gotta make that drive, and he's like, I'll just drive it.
I'm gonna catch you at the next sneaker show too, and
All right, yeah,
we'll
for
chat
sure.
some more. and-
Anytime, bro. Let me know. Anytime I'm at a show, anytime when you find out I'm at a show, if you can make it, if you want to do something like this, you want to do it at a hotel room or in the in the hotel lobby or
Just grab
conference room.
dinner, kick it.
Yeah,
hang
kick it.
out.
Just let me know. I got you. Anytime.
Thank you so much. Guys, I hope you enjoy. Thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment if you like. Drop a little like button on there. There you go. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Peace out, guys. Thank you, bro.
Peace.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah.